What's up everybody, it's the Bird Dragon. Today we are talking about a much more serious and heavier topic than I normally do. I wanted to discuss it because it is a YouTuber whose content I really enjoyed and I watched often. We're talking about Mikayla Rains. She ran the YouTube channel Save a Fox, nonprofit. She took care of and rescued stray foxes, these animals that were put into fur farms, rescuing them from bad situations and giving them a loving home where she took care of them for the rest of their life. Genuinely a sweet person. Nothing in her videos ever suggested to me that she was doing anything otherwise, and she passed away yesterday. She took her own life. Her husband made a video announcing this happened yesterday, and he said in the video that it was due to the bullying and harassment she was receiving in person and online. The people who were bullying her online not only have made themselves known, but in some cases have doubled down, refused to acknowledge anything that they did was fucked up, and that's the reason I want to make this video. It's genuinely bugging me that this is the situation that we have found ourselves in. There's a general feeling online that empathy is dead. And honestly, I wasn't wholly convinced of that until this happened, because she was a good-hearted person. Nothing she ever posted suggested otherwise to me. And I cannot for the life of me understand how people were able to find problems with that to the point that they had to harass her. But these people who did this to her are very clearly unwell, because their response to this was not in any way rational or sane. I'm not going to name any names. We are going to be reading posts. However, some of them have been doxxed. Their personal information has been leaked online. And so I'm not going to contribute to that. I'm not going to talk about that. We are just going to focus on the statements that they made, and we're going to critique it, because this shit's insane is when this dropped. So this one individual made a post very shortly after the video dropped, already doing damage control. It's probably one of the worst things I've ever read, again, about a woman who ran a fox rescue. Several years ago, I wrote an informational post explaining why a prominent figure in the animal rescue community is not the saint people think she is. Now, I alone am being blamed for her suicide. Out the gate, way off. No one is blaming this one individual solely for the death of Mikayla, and no one claims she was a saint. But to sit here and paint it like, oh, she was a saint, everyone thinks she was perfect, but she wasn't. Like, you can hear that that's just dripping with venom. It's just not healthy and it's not normal. A video dropped today announcing Mikayla Rains of Save a Fox's death. Ever since, my notifications have been overflowing with her meat riders. The woman is not here anymore, and this is how you're talking about her? It's tasteless. People have obsessively brigaded my posts and comments on various subs. You're calling me slurs, threatening to dox me, and telling me to kill myself as well, and somehow you're the good guys. I bet if I were to actually kill myself, you would be very quiet. Yeah, I don't condone any of that. However, you're sitting here being incredibly callous, and you don't give a shit about what happened, so I don't know why you're upset that it's happening to you. When I first found out what happened in the heat of the moment, in the very heat of the moment, I felt no remorse. That is an insane statement to make, out the gate. Yeah, she died, I didn't give a shit, even though you were one of the contributors to the bullying, and you don't have any remorse for what you did? Are you okay? I mean, they're not, because they just openly admitted that, but it got worse. Then a pit made itself known in my stomach and began to expand. But now, with the way you people are behaving, the guilt is starting to wane. So the guilt is conditional. You didn't care. It started to sink in the reality of the situation that you put yourself in. But because people were being mean to you, you're no longer feeling guilt for what you did out of spite. Have you considered why people are being mean to you? Could it maybe be because you were actively bullying this woman? I don't know. I am proud of the fact that I was able to raise awareness of her wrongdoings. That is incredibly insane to say. The post that she made was allegedly a compilation of statements she got from two other people that is mentioned in the summary of this statement. We don't have links to these sources. The post is gone. We don't have screenshots, we don't have photos or videos. We have nothing to suggest that even the sources themselves are valid. All we have is this person spreading rumors and claiming it's awareness about how fucked up Mikayla was. Nothing to suggest that it was real. What I'm not proud of is that people took her death as an invitation to hold me personally responsible. Do you really think Mikayla went, oh no, 2 years ago a small furry creator on the internet said I'm not perfect, time to kill myself? No. You are taking this situation that you actively contributed to, and you are somehow trying to twist this around to make yourself the villain. What you're not proud of is people took her death as an invitation to hold me responsible. Why would that be something you'd be proud of? Why is that even something that you're saying? You're not being held personally responsible. No one is sitting here and saying you specifically are the reason. But if this is the mindset that you have as one of these people who bullied her, imagine that being multiplied, because there were over 500 members of that subreddit. 500 people think like you. Treat her the way that you did, with this kind of behavior and this kind of personality? What the fuck? You don't think that that might be a problem? You probably won't believe me when I say this, but I was never a part of the Save a Fox Snark subreddit. I don't believe you. I never even knew it existed before today. I don't believe you. Since the initial announcement, over 40 people, oh yeah, over 40 of them, and it's a lot more now, have wished various things like bankruptcy and homelessness on me, and telling me to rope myself and do what she did, among other graphic instructions to suicide. One person even told me to create mustard gas, as if they're any better for it. This just in, you're not. However bad you think I am, you are only proving yourself to be worse. None of these people, I would hope, said any of that shit to Mikayla. The problem is that people like you said shit like that to Mikayla, and that seems to be escaping you. Again, I don't condone anybody saying shit like that to you. It's sick, it's fucked up. People are mad. Do you know why they're mad? You should probably take a look at what's going on. You might understand why they're mad at you. Doesn't justify what's being said, but it helps to understand why people are saying shit like this to you. Another thing I've seen is people pulling the autism card. Newsflash, autism doesn't give you impunity from animal abuse. I should know since I have it too. Yeah, autism doesn't shield you from being a piece of shit. I'm just gonna say that right now. You being autistic does not justify any of the behaviors you have expressed in this video, in this screenshot, at all. And again, no one thinks that she was doing animal abuse. If I see any proof otherwise, I would love to actually take a look at it. And if it turns out to be real, I'm not gonna sit here and defend an animal abuser passing away. But so far, nothing that Mikayla has ever done would suggest that, and it's really fucked up that you're sitting here and suggesting that this is what happened. If Mikayla cannot be blamed for her fox's easily preventable deaths, then I cannot be blamed for her own death. Oh, you motherfucker. If you're gonna blame anyone, blame the Tumblr users, puts their names in, for bringing to my attention everything wrong with Save a Fox. I simply compiled the information they gave me. That's not bullying. This post probably won't make things any better for me, but what you're doing now certainly isn't making things any better for you either. I made one post putting together various sources, and that was it. Get a fucking life. So that statement in and of itself is absolutely fucking insane. But somehow, they said, I'm not backing down. Fuck off. You act like I went to Mikayla's house, sliced her open, and left her to bleed out. All I did was put together a few sources pointing out some things she did wrong. I had no hand in bullying of any kind. Even if I did, you're no better for calling me slurs, telling me you're going to dox me, and then send me instructions on how to kill myself. You asked me if I'm proud of myself. If I killed myself with the guides you sent me, would you be proud of yourself? Get real. This is a real statement a real person made. You are talking about this woman in a way that I can't fathom. She's not here anymore. How are you gonna sit here and talk this aggressively about her? Like, this is just an insane statement to make, let alone about somebody who most likely didn't do any of the shit you accused her of doing. Somebody underneath it responded, challenging the threats, saying, I didn't find one death or doxing threat. What are you talking about? No anonymous messages, something real. Someone else said, what a PR nightmare. OP needs to burn the account and move on. This reads like a child wrote this. The person responded, I've received over 50 DM requests since the announcement. And again, I can confirm that this person was doxed. So their information is out there. I saw the dox on Twitter. It was just there. Nothing about this situation is good. It's all disgusting. But I think what's worse is that this person did not even give it 24 hours, gave it 20 minutes, and then immediately made a post about how they were the ones who were the victim in this situation. It's just incredibly disgusting, and I feel so bad for her family. I hope that her husband and her daughter are very far removed from all the insanity that's happening online right now. I think that if they had to see any of this comments being made by people like this, and believe me, there are more than one, I can't imagine how devastating that would be. To anybody who's watching this, if you come away with one thing, please don't cyberbully anybody. There is a huge difference between genuine, valid criticism and whatever the fuck this shit was. You can be mean online, you can be critical online, but to bully somebody to the extent that this person did to Mikayla is absolutely unacceptable. To know that there were people that were doing that to her in her real life, and that there were hundreds of other people like this doing this to her, it's just not excusable. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. Again, I'm so sorry to Mikayla's family and her husband and her daughter. I just can't fathom how horrible that is. I just really needed to talk about this because I just could not believe what I was seeing in terms of people reacting to the consequences of their actions. So that's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sorry, it's heavy, but I just needed to say something about it. So yeah, see you later.